Where you been?
Herb caught Will Day just outside of Dodge, threw him in jail.
Herb is sure sore about our getting those Indians. You reckon Dade'll talk?
No, but Tom Bates blew the whistle on us. Gave our names. Herb and Masterson made trails down here.
Well, if that's true, we better start for Texas.
Yeah.
We already have the Cheyennes and the Army in our tail roof.
I ain't worried about them. You think Herb would come in here with a big posse?
They say he seldom uses a posse.
Me, I vote for Texas, and we leave right now.
Hold it, Sammy. There's some fast guns in this camp. They'd like nothing better than to catch Herb out here in the brush.
He ain't foolish enough to ride down into the Forks alone.
And then again, maybe he is. What's the sense in running to Texas? We might miss a chance to bushwhack Herb. With a lot of friends to help us.
Roof's got it figured, Sam.
Why, sure. Let Herb make the next move. If he comes snooping around here, we'll deal him the dead man's hand.
Quiet Herb, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
4 notorious outlaws, known as the Dry Gulchers, murdered Wyatt Earp's Indian friend, Mr. Brother, and wounded Mr. Cousin, his other Indian friend, in an ambush. Marshal Earp vowed to bring all 4 of these hoodlums to justice. He quickly caught one Dry Gulcher, but the other 3 fled to an outlaw stronghold near the Cimarron River. Then Wyatt and Bat Masterson disagreed as to the best method of capturing the remaining 3.
Look, I know that hoodlum hideout they call the Forks. Grant and Lee couldn't pick a better defensive position. Get the Cheyenne. Get that Army detachment. Get all our deputies and a big posse besides, and then you might stand a chance. Now, am I right or not? You know I'm right. You're just acting stubborn.
Look, there's no real evidence the Gulchers are hiding in that camp. Now, I might look pretty silly going down there with a whole lot of men, as you suggest.
Well, how are you going to look if the Gulchers are at the Forks?
I'd look pretty sharp.
Huh.
Now, Mr. Bates gave me a pretty good description of Averill, Wilson, and Prentice. I told Mr. Cousin I'd get all of them, and that's what I aim to do. Those Indians did a lot for me. I'm sorry they killed Mr. Brother. I'm glad that Mr. Cousin is still alive.
Wyatt, listen, it's plain suicide to go into the Forks, especially alone.
Well, it's got to be done. Goodbye, Mr. Masterson.
We're not burying you in the new cemetery. It's Boot Hill for you. They'll kill us both, you know that.
Well, I didn't invite you to the party.
No. But I've got to bring your remains back to Dodge. I owe you that much.
Well, that's mighty fine of you, Mr. Masterson. Thanks.
But if they get me too, it's going to be on your head. Young Wolf, the Army, and the Texas Rangers could run those hoodlums down. But oh no, you promised Mr. Cousin.
And Mr. Brother.
Uh-oh, the Army. Well, we get a break.
You let me do the talking.
Oh.
Who are you men?
Howdy, Lieutenant.
I asked your names.
Well, my name is Earp, and this fellow's Masterson.
Earp Masterson. Take him down. You're cattlemen, I assume?
Yeah, we work for the Crazy D outfit.
Crazy D. In Texas?
Yeah.
Make a note of that, Sergeant. Do they look like any of the men we want?
No, sir. The Gulchers wouldn't be eating out here on the trail in plain sight.
Gulchers, who's that?
4 desperados. They robbed an Indian Bureau train, killed one Indian and badly hurt another. The wagon train was carrying money and government mail. I don't suppose they'd know anything about it?
No, sir.
One question, men.
Fire away, Lieutenant.
Do either of you know the shortest trail to the Forks? It's somewhere near the Cimarron River.
Forks? Yeah.
It's about 15 miles, Lieutenant. Stay right on that trail there till you get to the cottonwoods at Sand Creek, and then you turn west.
Got that, Sergeant?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, men. All right, let's move out. Forward! Ho!
You think they'll gallop all the way to New Mexico?
No. That sergeant will finally convince that shave-tail that he's been had.
Well, forward, Marshal. We attack the Forks within the hour.
You still got that soldier suit?
Right here.
I was just thinking. Don't look like Earp's coming. We still got the soldiers and Indians after us. Sammy. Listen to this.
Yeah?
We've got to scatter again. Maybe it'd be a good idea for Dick to put on his soldier suit and join the army.
You mean start them after the Indians? Oh, I don't know, Rube.
It'd be easy. You've been in the cavalry. Just pretend you're from the agency with word that a pack of Cheyenne have jumped the reservation.
Slick idea, Roof. That'll get them both off our trail.
Well, all right, but when do we join up again?
Over the line in Bracos.
And then we double back and dig up the money, eh?
That's it, but I...
Injun! Pack of Cheyenne heading toward us, about 8 miles south.
How many?
Looks like around 20.
Any of you boys here done anything to the Indians lately?
No.
And they can't be looking for anybody here. All right, relax. Reservation jumpers, I reckon.
No, probably.
Relax, boys.
You wait here.
Wyatt, I'm the one who should go in. Some hoodlum's bound to spot you. You've thrown too many of them in jail.
All right, I'll match you for it.
All right. You're matching me.
That's right.
What do you got?
Tails, I win.
All right, that's the deal. What's your story?
I tell him I'm a Texas lone wolfer running from the Rangers. Tell him I saw a cavalry detachment headed west and north of camp. They asked me about the wagon train holdup. I'm scared, aim to keep running.
Well, that's plausible. If you're not back in an hour, I'm going in.
You better make it an hour and a half.
No, 1 hour. Now go on, good luck.
Hey, soldiers on the New Mexico trail north of camp.
What are you telling that for?
Well, I don't like soldiers, friend. You like them? That's no skin off my nose. Thinking of what, I'm a horse?
Help yourself, kid.
Thanks.
Dick. Ever see that kid before?
No?
No. Something don't smell right. Why would he ride right up and warn us about the soldiers?
Well, he saw we were going to quit camp, Rube. Come on, let's pull out of here.
No. Hold it right here.
Come on, get in the park.
You know that kid?
No, I've never seen him before.
Let's ask him some questions.
All right.
Lift him. Take his gun, Drangle.
Rube here wants to ask you something, kid.
Go ahead.
You know Wyatt Earp or Bat Masterson?
I heard of him. Why?
Masterson's just about your age.
There's plenty of fellows just about my age. Look, I'm on the run. I saw a cavalry detachment on the trail, so I told him and his pals as a favor. What's the idea of getting tough?
Rube's on the run himself. He's a mite nervous, that's all.
Just do me a favor, Drangle. Hold this kid for about an hour.
You calling me a John Law? Give me my gun.
That's enough. Hit the trail, Ruth. I'll give the kid time to simmer down.
Thanks, Drango.
No gunfights in camp, son. Boys come here to rest their nerves.
Try to do a man a good turn and I get called a John Law.
Forget it, huh? Play a few hands of poker and then you can be on your way.
How about my gun?
Sure. We ain't scared of you. You know, I bet that quick temper of yours is what got you into trouble.
Yeah.
Tell the soldiers all about the Indians. As soon as you can slip away, meet us over in Fracos.
I'll try. Watch yourselves.
You better watch yourself. See you later, Dick.
So long. Everybody in? Yeah. King's full.
Beats my sailing.
Right. Well, I gotta be traveling.
I wouldn't go yet, kid. You've won a lot of money.
Never quit a big winner, kid. Stick around.
A couple more hands, then.
You lost, Trooper?
Well, sir, kind of. I'm trying to find Lieutenant Matthews' detachment. Got a message for him.
Well, he's traveling north and west. Tell you what, you take that trail there about 5 miles to the Big Rock, and, well, you either be there ahead of him or you'll run into him.
Thank you, sir. Thanks very much.
Good hand.
Gentlemen, that about cleans me out. Tell you, I'll donate this to the pot. That satisfy you?
On Brownless roof, you'd stay about an hour. You lack about 10 minutes, son.
Look, I'm not bothering about those fool gulchers.
What did you call them? Did you say gulchers?
That's what they are. I heard about them in Oklahoma. That could be just talk, Mr. Drango.
You talk too much, kid.
Oh, you gabby little squirts. What you been doing? I told you to meet me at the Muddy Springs an hour ago. Look what time it is.
Well, I'm sorry, Gus. I was playing cards with these fellas here.
I ought to give you a good pistol whip, and that's what I'll do.
Oh, you just try it.
Shut up! No fighting in this camp.
Well, he needs a good pistol whipping. I sprung him loose from a ranger lockup because it was kin to me. But he ain't nothing but a big-headed, sassy squid.
You two don't bring your troubles here. Now get on your horse and get.
Yes, sir. But you don't follow me, Gus.
Who needs to follow you? You go and get out of here.
Not you.
Well, that's thanks you get for helping kinfolk. I always plug that little squirt.
So did I. A couple of times. He's just a kid. Take a lot of patience.
Yeah, they sure do. Yeah, they do. Well, I, excuse the disturbance.
Yeah.
I'll see.
You're quite an actor. Well, that was too close for comfort.
Pretty good yourself. Are any of the gulchers there?
Yeah, all three of them. Prentice, the boss man, got suspicious of me.
I saw a young fella dressed in a cavalry uniform heading north and west. He's kind of raw-boned and dark-haired about my height.
Yeah, he was there. Where'd he get the soldier suit?
Well, probably stole it. Let's try and catch that army outfit. He can't be too far away. Come on.
Right.
Dismount. 10-minute rest.
This isn't anywhere near the Forks.
No, sir. I think we're on the wrong trail.
You mean those cattlemen lied to us?
Yes, sir. They could have been road agents themselves.
Then why didn't you say so?
The lieutenant is in command, sir.
Well, let's see where we are. We've ridden about 12 miles, almost due west.
Corporal Higgins, 2nd Cavalry reporting, sir.
Yes, Corporal.
Major Dunlap of Headquarters Command sent me to find you. A war party of Cheyenne have left the reservation. Headquarters has a report that they may be across the Cimarron.
Very well. My orders.
No written orders, sir.
Why not?
Well, Major Dunlap ain't an academy graduate, sir. He usually gives verbal orders. He just said to tell you to find the engines and escort them back to the reservation.
It's highly irregular. Takes me away from my mission. To arrest 4 robbers. Well, we'll have to wait. Sergeant?
Yes, sir?
We better move south to the Cimarron. Corporal, you familiar with these trails?
I know the shortest way to the river, sir.
Good. You'll act as guide. Attention! Prepare to mount. Mount!
Just on the right.
Yeah. We'll cut across that old buffalo stand.
Up! Stand ready.
You're under arrest.
Take your hands off me. I'm in uniform and underarms.
You ain't under arms.
What's the meaning of this?
This man's wearing a stolen uniform and he's wanted for murder.
These men must be drunk, Lieutenant.
I don't drink. I'm Marshal Earp of Dodge City, and this is Sheriff Masterson.
Oh, indeed. These are the men that gave us the false direction, Sergeant.
Take your hands off Corporal Higgins.
My star, Lieutenant. I'm also U.S. Deputy Marshal.
Anyone can steal a star. I order you to release the corporal.
This man's a dry gulcher. I saw him with 2 of his friends in an outlaw camp at the Forks less than an hour ago, and he wasn't wearing a uniform then.
Sergeant, arrest these men.
I'll need help, sir.
No, you won't. We don't fight for the Army.
Even with a lieutenant like this one?
That's enough. Surrender your weapons.
On what charge?
Assaulting a soldier on duty would be my guess. Come on, give me your gun.
What'll I write General Sherman about this? Would you be good enough to give me your name?
Lieutenant Gerald Matthey, if it's any of your business. Sergeant, take these men to the rear of the column. Corporal Higgins?
Yes, sir?
You'll continue to act as guide. My detachment is hunting a band of renegade Indians. If they resist us, you men will be moved out of range.
I suggest you move your men out of range, too.
What's that?
Young Wolf has twice as many guns. They'll slaughter you.
Take these men to the rear.
Squaw men, I'd guess.
Indians must have sent them to slow us up. We'll keep alert, Corporal. Take interval. Single file.
Pony soldiers have arrested our friends, Earp and Masterson.
And we take them from the soldiers?
Yes. What the job? Anja, what the job?
Up! Horse handler to the rear! Form lines of skirmishers! Dismount!
Weren't you ordered to take us out of range?
This is just a false alarm.
Young Wolf doesn't fire at soldiers for fun. He means it.
Young Wolf, then you were
Here he
serious.
comes.
Hey, you're prisoners. Hold your fire.
I am Young Wolf.
Young Wolf, eh? And what are you doing off the reservation with a rifle?
I will speak to Marshal Earp and Sheriff Masterson. Pony soldiers take you.
Yes, but they made a mistake. The lieutenant is new. That's one of the dry gulches, that corporal.
No. All right, kill him now, Mr. Earp.
No. The law will hang him.
Sergeant, disarm this Indian.
Better not, sir.
What?
Young Wolf has enough men to whip us, otherwise he wouldn't have come into powwow. I was wrong in advising the lieutenant to arrest Mr. Earp and Mr. Masterson.
If these men are what they claim to be, they have no business being friendly with Indians. I am not intimidated by threat of Indian ambush. I order you to arrest this man.
Don't be a fool, Matthew. You let anybody lay hands on young Wolf and you'll get a volley from Winchesters that'll knock out this whole column.
I'm in command here.
Before you do that, sir, listen to your sergeant.
The lieutenant is forgetting Corporal Higgins. I think you should put him in arrest and let Marshal Earp talk to young Wolf.
Very well. Arrest Higgins.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Earp, you will talk to the Indian. You'll tell him that it's my duty to escort him and his men back to the reservation. I don't care what strength he has. I'll do my best to do my duty.
Yes, sir. And you're in real trouble, young Wolf. You could cut this little outfit to pieces. But the Army'd send a half a regiment after you.
What about Gulcher?
Well, I think I can make a deal with the lieutenant. You agree to go back to the reservation, and he agrees to surrender that man to me.
Then you hang him. Mr. Brother's death must be repaid.
Well, not right now. I've already got one of them in jail. This one will make two. I want all four of them to hang. Mr. Brother was my friend. He was your blood brother. I don't forget that.
They'll all hang from the same gallows, young Wolf.
I must watch.
Yes.
Good.
Wait here.
And if I'm not Corporal Higgins, who am I? Earp's got no evidence. He and his engine pals are trying to frame me.
We'll see. Yes?
Lieutenant, young Wolf promises to return to the reservation if you'll surrender this fake corporal to me.
Have you any proof that he's a fake?
Sheriff Masterson identified him as being with two other gulches at the Forks.
It's his word against mine. I don't see any Indians. Young Wolf could be bluffing.
Young Wolf, the lieutenant would like to see your men.
Hee-haw! Tokomo! Tokomo!
If the lieutenant will ask for my opinion, sir, I'd say we'd all be dead in about 2 minutes.
I can estimate a military situation. Sergeant?
Yes, sir?
You'll escort the Indians home. Mr. Earp, I'll go with you and Corporal Higgins to Dodge. I think you have the wrong man. And I should be hearing from Major Dunlap of 2nd Cavalry Headquarters. This is just a waste of time. My original mission was to arrest the Gulchers, as you call them. They're in Texas by now.
Got two of them sitting there in a cell.
Dade won't like your Corporal Higgins much. Dade got a slug in his shoulder, but there ain't a scratch on that phony corporal.
I can't see why you peeved at the other fellas. As soon as I get out of here and join up with Sam and Roof, we'll figure some way to spring you.
Sure you will.
You blame us because you did something wrong and got caught.
You got caught too, didn't you?
Yeah, but I played it smart. You see, there is a Corporal Higgins in the 2nd Cavalry. He's up north on scout duty. And I saw Major Dunlap in Bracos a couple of days ago on leave. By the time they get it all straightened out, I'll be out of here and on my way to meet the boys.
No, you won't.
Why not?
Never mind. Just forget it.
Keep figuring to rat on me.
What's it? You bust my shoulder!
I'm gonna bust more than that!
Help! Help!
You won't have that breath! Turn out!
Help!
Pull the door open.
Turn him loose!
Now, why was he trying to kill you?
He ain't in the Army. His name is Dick Averill. He's a Gulcher.
So are you and a rat!
Well, that's two of them. I won't be satisfied until I get all four. Mr. Brother had expected.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail, and none can deny it. The legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Oh, Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told. Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
In Marshal Earp's time, there were Indian wars and cattle wars, and a steady brawling with .45s among bad-tempered cowhands. But the deadliest fighting on the frontier of 1879 usually started with a dispute between two towns for the honor of being designated the county seat. Dodge City had been named capital of Ford County, Kansas, but Fort Dodge, only 6 miles away, asked why should a wicked town like Dodge be the county seat? Besides, the residents of Fort Dodge were desperate for another reason.
Well, there you have it in black and white.
Pooh. Washington's always changing its mind.
The Army's got to economize. There just won't be nothing to Fort Dodge but a keep house party and a name.
I thought you had this all fixed, Mr. Granger.
I'm surprised at you, Judge Franklin. My father did everything he could to keep this fort open.
Now, there's no use squabbling over something that's finished and done with. I've called a meeting for this afternoon. You have some new idea, Tarky? Just come to the meeting. All right, I will. And I say Fort Dodge should be the county seat. Instead, we've let Dodge City hold squatters' rights.
You're right.
The people of Ford County never did vote to make that miserable town their capital.
No.
Are you going to let Dodge City get away with calling itself the high monkey monk town of our county? No. Good. Good. We'll ask the governor to hold an honest election. You head the delegation, Judge Franklin.
Thank you, Mr. Granger. I'll do just that.
Collect as many more signatures for the governor as you can before the stage leaves.
And don't talk to any Dodge City men.
Judge Franklin knows that. Yes, Chickie?
I know Wyatt Earp.
Him? Huh. He's hand in glove with Kelly and Judge Tobin. You keep out of it, Edna. A political fight's no place for you.
And if we don't win it, Fort Dodge will be a ghost city and we'll have to move on.
Soldiers headed this way. Go wait on them.
You wait on him. I'm going to Dodge City.
Edna, I forbid you having anything to do with Wyatt Earp. You've made eyes at him every time we went over there. You're old enough to have some pride.
Pride? We're broke and we're in debt.
And I knew Tarky Granger in the Army. He's a born politician.
Hold on, Jim. You're assuming that he'll try to get a special election.
What else? They can't just build a courthouse at Fort Dodge and say, we're the county seat. Am I right now, Wyatt?
Yes, sir.
You hear Wyatt? He knows it'll be a political play.
But I can't head him off in Topeka. The governor knows I backed Milliken in the primary.
Well, you're the best man we've got, sir. There's only a quarter of an hour to catch that train.
Oh, all right.
Howdy, Miss Edna.
Guess they heard about it in Dodge.
Yeah, they sure did.
What do you think?
Well, if they want to call a special election, they sure can do it.
Does that mean you're against us?
Miss Edna, I seldom mess around in politics.
Papa's right, you know. Dodge City isn't morally fit to be capital of Ford County.
A dirty, nasty, wicked town.
That's the truth, and you know it. What'll people say later on? Fort Dodge can start with a clean slate. This place is a disgrace to Kansas.
Miss Edna,
Yes, sir?
did your daddy send you over here?
Of course not. He tried to stop me.
Why'd you come?
Pa says I got a girly crush on you. But that's not why I came. We have to find out what Dodge City folks plan to do about the election. Gotta know so we can plan our campaign. What's funny? Well, I don't see what's so funny.
Well, you're telling me the truth. You see, politicians, they very seldom do that.
We're not politicians. We're home folk.
All right, no more joking. Miss Edna, in my opinion, I think Fort Dodge has a very good chance of becoming the county seat.
There.
But not if you try any shenanigans. No, it's got to be strictly honest.
Do you think we cheat?
Well, not you, Miss Edna, but, well, those political fellas, you warn your daddy, huh?
Yes, sir. I'll tell Papa. Wyatt, won't you be on our side?
No, I'm gonna have to stick with Dodge.
Why?
It's kind of simple, Miss Edna. If Dodge City is too wicked to become the county seat, it's kind of my fault because, well, they hired me to clean up this town.
Papa will win you over. And if he can't, I'll sure try. Now, don't you laugh. I can be girly-girly.
No, you stay just the way you are, huh? and look, let's both stay out of politics, huh? Now, you go on, scoot home.
Stranger, I'm Smalley Dunbar. This is Dave Rickard.
Howdy. Howdy.
We both kind of fool with politics in Dodge.
Just the men I want to see. Come inside.
Well, the first thing we've got to do is take them records from Kelly's office. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Besides, Kelly's got a list of the voters.
Stealing records from now on.
We'll take care of it. This is frontier politics, Mr. Granger.
You can't win the election without the list of registered voters. We have to add a lot of cowhands and maybe some dead men.
I don't like it.
Nobody likes it. The point is, do you want Fort Dodge to be a ghost town or the county seat? You can swing a couple of hundred votes from below the line in Dodge, but that won't be enough, Mr. Granger.
All the voters outside of Dodge, the rest of Ford County.
Still not enough. We thought you wanted to win this election. But I guess we're wasting our time. Come on, Dave.
No, wait. Kelly and his people have cut a few corners. I reckon we'll have to do the same thing.
Now you're talking. Politics, Mr. Granger, politics. Well, let's drink to it. Dave, keep an eye on the front door. I'll break in the back.
Right.
That does that. Hal, see that these get out first thing in the morning, will you?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm gonna turn in. You and Hank split the dog watch.
Right. Sure is quiet tonight, isn't it?
That's the way I like it. Hal. There's a man standing in front of Mayor Kelly's office. The wagon just turned the corner.
I'll take a look.
No. Let's give him time. Let's go out the back door.
Hey, Dave.
You gonna take all night?
I got the voters' books and the tax books. We have them police record and we'll get out of here.
Time to jump 'em?
No. That Smiley Dunbar, he's probably working for the people over at Fort Dodge.
I bet they're making off with the record books.
I know. I want him to pull this job. You can get your horse and follow him. Don't let him see you.
Come in here. I want you to see this. Look at that. Robbed, stolen, all cleaned out. All the city and the county records gone. Look at it. Just look at it.
I know, Mr. Man.
You know? What do you mean you know?
Well, Hal and I saw the whole thing last night.
You saw it and you let him get away with it?
Yes, sir.
Why on earth would you...
Mr. Kelly, Hal trailed him to Granger's store at Fort Dodge.
Tarky Granger. Fort Dodge. It's a dirty political trick. Well, why are you wasting time? Get a posse and hit them quick. Shoot them down. Crack their skulls. But you get those records. That's an official order.
All right. If you want Fort Dodge to win.
I want them in jail. What is this now? Fort Dodge winning.
Well, they made a bad move, Your Honor. Next, they'll try to doctor the voting books.
Then we just let them, huh?
Mm-hmm. And then we let them stuff the ballot boxes.
What? Oh. And then we nab them, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'll teach them to get into a political fight with Jim Kelly. Well, what if they hide the books?
Well...
Excuse me, Wyatt. Miss Edna Granger wants to see you at the Dodge House.
Thank you. Miss Granger might give us an insurance policy on those books.
No, Wyatt,
Now, Mayor...
Thank the good Lord they didn't get everything. Oh. It's a bad, nasty mess, Judge Tobin. What luck did you have in Topeka?
None. The governor's ordered a special election for Saturday.
Nah. They'll steal it just like they stole the books.
Dodge City outnumbers them 5-1, Jim.
Not with Smiley Dunbar and those hoodlum votes below the line. They'll all go to Granger and his crowd.
Civic pride will keep them from voting to change the county seat.
Civic pride, is it? They want a wide open town and no marshal like Wyatt. They'll move to Fort Dodge lock, stock, and barrel. Well, now, how's Miss Edna and our insurance policy?
He's talking about Mr. Granger's daughter, Judge. She doesn't favor robbery.
I suppose she'd be turning against her own father.
No, sir. If her father's involved, she'll try to save him. Any action in Topeka, sir?
Against us. The whole county will have to vote.
Saturday.
That's short notice. Well, get your high silk hat, Mr. Mayor. We better start campaigning.
You tour the county until Friday night. Then make your big speech in Dodge.
Kelly and Earp are too quiet.
Well, what have they got to shout about?
It's too good to be true.
Well, you ask Dave. There wasn't a Johnny Law in sight. We're in, Mr. Granger. Those county records we got hold the election.
Yes, I reckon. Edna, perhaps you'd better.
Sure. Howdy, Miss Edna.
You see Earp?
Yes? Wyatt was kind of worried. Seems someone broke into the mayor's office last night. Took all their record books.
That's no crime. It's got to be something valuable.
Breaking into a place is a crime.
Forget it, Chickie. Let Earp worry. He's being paid for that. Now, you go into the store and pack me some grub. I'm hitting the speaking trail for votes.
How long?
Be back Saturday morning. That's election day. And the fort's polling place will be here.
I'll need the key to the safe, won't I?
Key? No. There's money enough for change in the cash drawer.
All right, Papa. You always left the key with me before. That's why I asked.
And I say to you, my friends, that Dodge City was ordained by the good Lord to be the metropolis of Ford County. If the seat of county government is moved to Fort Dodge, grass will grow in the streets of our town.
Yeah. If Fort Dodge wins the election, we'll soon have a bigger and a better Dodge City.
Hey!
And we won't have Wyatt Earp as marshal. And we won't have Jim Kelly as mayor. We won't have those three hypocrites, Tobin, Kelly, and Earp.
How's the record books in his safe? You wouldn't trust me with the key, but I know how to get into it. When are you coming over?
Tomorrow after the election.
Why not today, right now?
I want the ballot box.
Well, that's not fair. You could get Papa into worse trouble.
No, we can save your Papa. If you'll help.
Is that a promise?
Yeah.
Thanks, Wyatt. I'm still in love.
Wow. First time I've ever heard of a mourner's bench before the election.
Granger got the crowds, here and all over the county.
Looks bad, Wyatt.
They don't even have to steal this election.
Well, Smiley Dunbar and his crowd wouldn't be happy unless they stole it. Hal, let's just make sure that all our votes are honest, huh?
Wyatt, you're not suggesting that I would stoop to dirty politics.
Well, it is a big temptation, Your Honor.
Don't josh him, Wyatt. If they win, Dodge City will be the ghost town.
I'm sorry. Oh, Hal, I'll need 10 special deputies tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
10? You'll need 24 just to guard the polling place at the fort.
Judge, I think you and Mr. Kelly are plumb tuckered out. Now, why don't you just let me handle the police work, huh?
He's right, Jim.
Well, just tell us one thing. Are you going to get back the county records?
Yes, sir. And the Fort Dodge ballot box, too.
Yeah. It's in your hands, Wyatt. Come along, Jim. Busy day tomorrow.
Now, don't miss, Wyatt. It means your job and my job and the finish of Dodge City.
Now, the polls close at 7. That gives us a half an hour of daylight. I'm going into Fort Dodge with the peddler's wagon and the fastest team of quarter horses that Chalk Beeson has.
No posse?
Yes. You leave town here with the boys at 7. If I get in any trouble, there'll be gunfire. You just head for the sound of guns.
Jim Knowlton. Friend, if you want to read the fine print, step inside. We're in a hurry. Howdy, Big T.
Howdy, Judge.
Hi, Judge. Glad you could make it.
Just a moment, Judge. Are these men residents of Fort Dodge?
Lived here all their lives.
Sorry, but we need their names and registrations.
Lock them in a storeroom, boys. We're busy with an election.
Now, does anybody else have any suggestions? I've had enough.
You can't do anything until Wyatt comes. He'd spoil the whole plan.
How did I ever get into this?
You wanted to save Fort Dodge and us, but the wrong politicians took over. Wyatt says it.
Hey, Your Honor, give us a hand. We've got a couple Indians out here that won't vote unless you say it's all right.
Very well.
we got about 900 votes for Fort Dodge. Open up the safe, Mayor Granger.
Hey, what's the meaning of this?
We're going to burn the county record books so they can't trace the phony votes.
Well, that's stupid. If you win, you'll need the county tax records and city police reports.
Who do you think's running this show? You or me?
You're not going to burn these records.
Take care of him, Dave.
Stop it!
You keep out of this. Lock him in the storeroom with the others.
Leave those alone!
Why, you little brat. Why you...
We'll lock the door to the store.
But my father, he would...
You'll be all right. Go on. Take the ballot box out to the wagon.
Smiley, open up. Smiley, open up.
You get down from there.
I'm going with you.
We're going to have to make a run for it. Let's go. Come on. Out front, get the horses.
Please stop them, Ford. They're right behind us.
Get behind those rocks. Come on. Keep your head down.
Here, reload that for me. Give me the Winchester.
Why don't you kill them?
No need for it. Posse will be coming any minute.
All right, grab your guns. Grab your guns.
The accused will please rise. Mr. Dunbar, Judge Franklin, Mr. Rickard, you're found guilty of election fraud and sentenced to 2 years in the state penitentiary. Mr. Granger.
Yes, Judge?
Your daughter cooperated with Marshal Earp, and you yourself tried to prevent the destruction of valuable records. The court sentences you to 6 months in jail and will stipulate that you be paroled immediately. Adjourned?
This way. Come on.
You still here? Where's your dad?
He went on over to the hotel. I've been waiting for you. I wanted to thank you.
I think Judge Tobin is the one you want to thank.
Him, too. Wyatt, I don't suppose that you'd ever feel like marrying me.
Well, honey, you see, I'm an old man, but, well, if I was your age, you'd be the first girl I'd ask.
Politician.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
Get those two Indians right here.
These the friends of Wyatt Earp?
Yeah, on their way to tell him all about us.
That Earp's bad medicine, Roof. Maybe we ought to just scare those Cheyenne.
Cousin and brother don't scare. Roof's right. We'll have to kill him.
All right, stop the jabber. I hear him coming.
Scatter. Meet tonight in the camp.
Marshal Wyatt Earp's good friends were Mr. Cousin and Mr. Brother, Cheyenne Indians who had left their tribal group to serve as scouts for the Army and valued advisors to Marshal Earp. Wyatt has been much criticized for his strange variety of friends and his absolute loyalty to them. But friendship with Indians was beyond the pale. As Dodge City said in 1879, Injuns weren't even people.
Mr. Brother is dead, but it looks like Mr. Cousin has a fair chance. I couldn't get much out of him, just that 4 men he didn't know ambushed them on the Nations Trail south of town.
You shouldn't try to rouse him or make him talk. He's got a bullet in the left lobe.
Can he make it?
Well, he's tough.
Take it easy, Mr. Cousin.
Mr. We tell Mr.
I'm right here.
Bad men, dry gulchers. They hold up a wagon train. We ride to tell you, then they shoot.
No more right now, Wyatt. Let him rest.
He's gonna need good nursing, Dad. If he asks about Mr. Brother, don't tell him. Just say that I'm gonna get every one of those men that dry gulched him.
Norton says there'll be talk about burying Mr. Brother in the new cemetery.
Well, let him talk. Have you had any report on a wagon train robbery recently?
Indian Bureau wagons carrying supplies to the Cheyenne reservation.
What gang did it?
Nothing on that. An Army detachment from Fort Sill was sent after him.
Mr. Cousin mentioned dry gulches. Now, is that because they bushwhacked him and Mr. Brother, or is there an outfit called the Dry Gulches?
That's a new name to me.
Al?
Yes, sir.
I want a day and night watch put on Mr. Cousin. Whoever bushwhacked him may come in and try to finish off the job.
Where are you going?
I don't know. Maybe a cold trail and a long one. You just arrange the guard.
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. Mr. Brother was killed in Ford County, my jurisdiction.
He was shot after an Indian Bureau train was raided. That makes it a federal case. I'm still a U.S. Deputy Marshal, in case you've forgotten. Mr. Brother wasn't your friend.
Wyatt, you're my friend.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You, give Hal a hand. Any trouble breaks loose at the saloons.
It's mighty lonesome on the trail between Dodge and Oklahoma Territory.
Well, you suit yourself. Got 4 men to catch, and I'm going to catch them.
Good, I need the exercise.
Howdy.
Howdy. Get down. Come in.
Thanks.
There's some hot grub there.
Thanks, Cookie.
Yeah. I'll pour you a cup of hot coffee here.
Right hospitable of you.
Well, it's the boss man's orders.
You heard driving into Dodge?
Yeah.
What's new in that dusty hole?
Oh, nothing I heard of. Couple of Indians got shot.
In Dodge?
No, somewhere south. One's dead and the other's being looked after by the doctor.
Why are they taking so much trouble with an engine?
Friend of White Earp. I ain't got time to be answering no more questions. I got to get supper.
Sure. Thanks, Cookie.
Well, right here's where it happened. Mr. Sandage had already picked him up when Joe and I happened along. We didn't wait to look for signs.
Four horses. Kansas horseshoes, wouldn't you say?
Not Texas shoes. Maybe Kansas or Missouri.
Now, this horse was shod cavalry style.
Cavalry toes. You know, it could be an Indian trader. A lot of them turned hoodlum when the Army cleaned house and drove them from the forts. Yeah, they all scattered, Wyatt.
One of them went south.
East and north over here. Well, which do we pick?
None of them. Let's try the cattle camps.
Hold it! Engines!
What about them?
War party at Cheyenne! I'm heading for Dodge.
You look like a road agent to me. Why didn't you stop him?
Maybe he was telling the truth.
Indian war party?
Probably reservation jumpers. Come on, let's get out of sight.
Oh. Oh.
Much blood here. It is true. Our friends are dead.
Young Wolf!
No, it is friend. Marshal Earp.
Bad news travels fast.
Both my tribal brothers dead?
No. Only Mr. Brother. Mr. Cousin badly wounded.
We Cheyenne take care of this.
No, young wolf. The Pony soldiers are after the white man who did it.
And so are we. You'd better get back to the reservation.
Sheriff Masterson is right.
Indian Agent Chief, let us go. Read this.
Same old story. Indian Bureau doesn't trust the Army. Young Wolf, we'll talk about this. According to the Indian Bureau, their names are Will Dade, Dick Averill,
Wait a
Sam...
minute. April with an I?
That's right. Sam Wilson, Ruth Prentice. That's the four of them. They call themselves the Dry Gulchers.
Any description?
Well, Mr. Delman says here that Texas Rangers may have a reward sheet on them.
Well, that's a big help to us right now.
Look, we didn't even have the names until now. At least that's something. You think Mr. Cousin can identify him?
No, they bushwhack him. My paper.
Young Wolf, may I give you some advice? Mr. Delman knows he hasn't got the authority to let you and your braves travel as a posse with guns. This paper merely says that you and your braves are going to meet the men named on agency business.
To hang them.
Sheriff Masterson and I will tend to that. Now, my advice is that you go back to the reservation.
No, we promised Chief Two Moon. White men die.
Young Wolf, they will die. I give you my word.
You have been good friend of Indian.
I have tried to be.
If we catch killers, I will send message to you. But you must let us watch them hang.
All right.
Run into that cavalry patrol somewhere.
They may find a gulch or two before it happens.
You reckon that fellow who was running for Dodge could be one of them?
Yeah, let's take a look along the trail.
Cavalry shoes on his horse. We better get back to Dodge. That Gulcher might try to finish the job on Cousin.
Should have shot him when I had a chance. Next time you'll get it.
Quiet, no killing. We need him to get to the others.
Yeah, you keep reminding me of that.
Sure you ain't being followed?
No, but we're in trouble. We didn't kill one of the engines. I'm not fooling. When they called Cousin made it back into Dodge. I ran by Wyatt Earp and another John Law at the ambush. And to make matters worse, a passel of Cheyenne are trailing us.
That Cousin saw us. You've got to go into Dodge and get him.
All right.
Hold it. We'll trade horses.
What?
Those cavalry shoes.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We can't afford to make any more mistakes. As soon as you get into Dodge, buy some town clothes. Clean up. Get a shave. Here. Wear these specs.
Hey, where's Dick and Sam?
They're still circling. Haven't come in yet. We'll wait for you right here.
What about that Cheyenne?
Don't worry about them. We've backtracked through water at least 10 times. Anyway, they'd never believe we'd meet up so close to Dodge. You get in, finish your job, and get back here before midnight.
Oh, it's going to be later than that, Roof.
All right, then. Follow us on down to our camp on the Cimarron. Get going.
Well, his pulse is better, but I won't try to remove that slug. I wish someone could convince Wyatt that my office isn't a safe place for witnesses to a murder.
Mr. Earp said to take Cousin to his room as soon as he can stand the handling.
Not tonight. And I'm going to keep the doors locked.
Friend, is there a doctor in this town?
Why, sure, Doc McCarty. You ailing?
Yeah, I've got an ache.
Well, Doc's office is up Front Street near the Dodge Hotel.
Oh, yeah. Okay, thanks.
Who is it?
Quiet.
How is he?
Doc thinks he's holding his own.
Any strangers come in here to see Doc?
No, sir. He's a mite fidgety. Asked me to keep the shades drawn and the door locked.
Well, that's a good idea. We're going to have to shake down the town. You take the horse racks, I'll take the livery stable. Don't you let anybody in here unless Doc or you know him, huh?
Yes, sir. Who is it?
Doc.
Where's Mrs. Perkins? She got scared and left. But Wyatt and Masterson were just here.
Why didn't they stay here?
They're searching the town, Doc, just in case.
Mister! That fellow walking across the street yonder. Hold it!
Hold it right there.
What's happening here?
Take it.
Must be some mistake, Marshal.
Yeah? How'd you know I was a marshal? It's too dark to read my badge.
I call every officer a marshal, force of habit.
You do, huh? What's your name and where you from?
Walter Jones. I rode in from the Bar Q camp on Salt River.
Oh. Where's your horse?
At the hitch rack in front of the Dodge Hotel.
Let's take a look.
That's my horse.
Did you fire those shots?
I don't know. I haven't found his 45 yet. Not cavalry shoes.
He looks something like the man who passed us on the trail.
Except he's had a shave and he's wearing different clothes.
Marshal, you've got me all wrong. I'm just a cowhand who came into Dodge for a good time.
Mm-hmm. These are just plain glass, mister.
That's right. I use them to keep dust out of my eyes.
No?
He's lying. We'll find the gun.
That's right. Come on, move. Move.
What do you say?
All right. I gonna.
No, cousin.
Mr. Cousin? Mr. Cousin, you know who I am?
Sure. Mr. Herb. I feel weak, bad.
Mr. Cousin, I want you to take a look at this man. Can you see him? Turn around there. You ever see him before?
No. Who is he?
The name is Walter Jones, Injun. Now, do you have any other bright ideas?
Doctor, there's an Army surgeon visiting Fort Dodge. Will Mr. Cousin be able to make that trip tomorrow?
Well, if he has a good night, it's possible.
One other point, Doctor. The Indians were bushwhacked by 4 men. Now, Mr. Cousin may have only seen 1 or 2 of them. This dry gulch is lucky.
Call the names now, Herb.
Don't beg for a licking, fella.
Just who's going to give me that? You?
Why'd you kill him?
Yeah, there's a law against that, isn't there? Now, you take him out to the edge of town and give him back his gun. And you, whatever your name is, you come back into Dodge again, I may have to break that law. I'll see you in my office later.
You'll see me later, too. Now you're begging to be dead. What are you trying to do, cheat an insurance company? Come on. Walter Jones is mighty sore at you.
That's good.
You picked the fight.
Yeah. I want him to stay killing and mad.
He's a bushwhacker, Wyatt.
One of the Dry Gulch Quartet.
You sure or guessing? Cousin couldn't identify him.
He was too interested when I asked the doc if I could take Mr. Cousin over to the army surgeon at the fort. Well, I couldn't risk Mr. Cousin's life. He'd be aiming at him.
I got an idea. Dress me up like an Indian, and I can...
Wait a minute. The Opera House.
Huh?
Yeah, that's it. There's a Indian dummy over there. Backstage. They used it last year when Buffalo Bill had to strangle a wicked Apache in his show. Looks real lifelike, too.
One thing wrong with that. He might bushwhack the dummy and you.
Well, not with you and your deputy's trailer. There's one more thing, and this is real important. Where do most of the decent Indian traders hang out?
Dunphy's Tavern in the county.
All right, fine. You send a man out there that can play a good drunk. You give him the names of Dade, Averill, Wilson, and Prentice. You tell him to spread the word around that they murdered Mr. Brother, and they're blaming it on other men, Indian traders.
What's that got to do with you making a target out of yourself in the morning?
One Dry Gulcher isn't enough. I want all four of them. 4.
Almost half after midnight. Can't wait for Dade no longer.
Maybe run into trouble.
Never saw no trouble that Dade couldn't squirm out of.
We'll scatter again. Wait for him down at the Forks.
Good, the boys are in position. Here comes Wyatt. Move parallel and about 100 yards in front of him. In case Jones, or whatever his name is, makes his play and then tries to run.
You didn't kill him, huh?
No. I obeyed orders, Deacon.
Come on. Sit down over there. All right, now let's go over this again, huh? You still claim your name is Walter Jones and that you don't know a thing about the Dry Gulchers, huh?
Yeah.
Why don't you turn him over to the Cheyenne, Wyatt? That'll make him talk.
Bluffers. So are you, Dade. You bushwhacked those Indians. His name is Will Dade. He rides with Prentice, Averill, and Wilson.
Ah, you loco Bates. I quit them 2 years ago.
Are you willing to swear that he's a Dry Gulcher?
I sure am.
Lock him up. Well, that's one of them.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp.
What are you going to do?
You hear that mob out there?
You are going to save Hurley.
I don't know. He and Doc started this, right?
Mr. Earp, they had to. Hurley needs the experience. Look, his whole career depends on his learning the real West. Can't you understand that?
He didn't have to start a riot. Al, you go fetch the prisoner. We'll turn him over to her folks.
No. No, I'll go out there myself. They can shoot me.
You're just drunk enough to do that. You cover me.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien.
Marshal Earp thought he had Dr. John H. Holliday safely established as a patient in a Colorado sanitarium. Doc needed a rest to cure his lung trouble, and Wyatt needed a rest from Doc and his cantankerous warfare against the respectable citizens of Dodge City. But a greenhorn by the name of Hurley Abbott caused a new battle in the war between Holliday and Dodge, with Wyatt in the middle.
Hurley, stop it! Hurley, get off, please! He's going to throw you and stop you! Hurley, get off! Oh, Hurley, are you hurt? Oh, darling,
I'm all right.
Oh, you wicked...
No, Etta, no. He just didn't want me to ride him.
Come on, honey. Let's get out of the corral.
Otis, huh? Well, I've seen enough.
Hugh, Hurley and I are engaged.
No. You're leaving, Mr. Abbott.
Don't you dare hit him.
Easy now, Etta. Mister, there's a train out of Dodge City in about 2 hours. You got just about time to catch it.
I'll leave your property, Mr. Jackson. But I'll stay in Dodge.
That's right, Hurley. And I'll see you in Dodge.
Right.
Uncle George, Hurley's an artist, and he's going to be famous someday. But you just can't understand that. All you know are horses and cattle, and you're just as stupid.
You ain't marrying him. That's final.
Well, we'll see.
Let's not make it any worse, Etta. I'm afraid I couldn't put up much of a fight. Didn't think it would come to this. Still got a lot to learn. I'll learn it. Marshal Earp.
Yes, sir?
I'm in trouble. Could you spare me a few minutes?
What's the matter? Outlaws chasing you?
I'm green, but not that green. My name's Abbott. Hurley Abbott.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Abbott. Happy to know you. Well, you, selling pictures?
I hope to someday. Right now, I need some advice about fighting.
Oh?
Ned Buntline gave me this note to you.
Ned Buntline, huh? Well, why don't we get out of this sun and win? We'll go inside my office. It's kind of hot in there, too, but at least it's shady.
Fry off my horse. And so her uncle and her brothers ordered me to leave, which they had a legal right to do. But Etta isn't going to stand for it, and neither am I.
Well, why don't you just elope? Go back east.
It's not that simple, Mr. Earp. See, I like this western country, and I'm trying to paint it.
Well, there's a lot of country between here and California. Now, why don't you and Miss Etta head west?
Is that what you would do?
Well,
Don't be polite, Marshal. I'm not. I can't fight very well with my fists, and, well, I'm clumsy with a gun. I can't even ride a spirited horse.
And I can't draw a good map. You know, Uncle George and the boys, well, they're decent cattlemen, but they're mighty stubborn.
Would you be allowed to teach me how to fight?
No, sir.
Oh. Well, could you recommend anyone? I'm not exactly a starving artist.
Let's think about that for a while. Family quarrels are no good, Mr. Abbott. I mean, even if you learned how to fight, who would you be fighting? You'd be fighting Miss Etta's uncle and her brothers. And my advice is you forget it. Oh, no, not you. Why'd you leave the hospital?
They asked me to leave. Good to get back to my old friends.
Yeah. You know him?
Well, I must have met him somewhere. Oh, this one's Skunky Biggett. He and I had a run-in at the Long Branch doing a card game before I went to the hospital.
All right, book him. Attempted murder.
Come on.
Some of you men give a hand. Take him over to the coroner's office. Mr. Earp.
Is this the great Dr. John H. Holliday?
Yeah, that's right. This is Mr. Hurley Abbott. Claims to be an artist.
Well, now, he is an artist. If you did that top canvas.
Yes, thank you.
Just a rough sketch.
Mr. Abbott, if you'd excuse us, the doctor and I have got a little visiting to do.
Hold on, Wyatt. Abbott, you meet me down at the Long Branch in about 10 minutes.
Delighted.
Well, I see Dodge City hasn't changed one iota. Still shooting at invalid doctors of dentistry.
Where's Miss Kate?
Kansas City. Buying clothes.
Say, how's that little boy, Benny? How's he doing?
He's getting well. He has a dozen doctors up there.
Huh?
Interesting type fella, that artist. He intrigues me.
No, Doc. Please.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Of course, you're no Carl Bodmer or Alfred Jacob Miller. Not yet.
Well, that's not really the point.
Huh?
Miss Etta's people have warned me not to see her again.
George Jackson and the boys? Quick tempers and slow draws, all of them. Now, you let me take care of your family problems, Abbott. You just paint pictures.
I'm afraid you don't understand. They insist upon a fight. I can't let anyone else take over for me.
You want to kill them?
No. Oh, God forbid. If they come after me with guns, I want to be able to shoot well enough to... I don't know. Disable them, perhaps.
Abbott, I could probably teach you how to kill a man in 6 months of hard practice. But shooting to disable, it'd take several years.
Oh. Well, I think I could learn to be a good fist fighter.
And break your hand so you couldn't hold a paintbrush? No. Now, Marshal Earp and I'll have a talk with the Jacksons. I like this one. Paint it in oil.
Oh. Mr. Earp, have you seen Hurley, Mr. Abbott?
Yes, ma'am.
He didn't take the train.
No, ma'am, I think you'll find him with Dr. Holliday.
Doc Holliday? You mean the notorious outlaw?
Dr. Holliday is an expert on art.
No, not really.
No, not really, but the doctor has taken a fancy to Mr. Abbott.
Oh, dear. Well, I'm afraid that Uncle George and my brothers... I'm sorry to have interrupted your work.
Miss Etta.
Yes.
Look, I think the only sensible thing for you and Mr. Abbott to do is to head west. It'll give your family time to be reconciled.
Reconciled? They should be proud of Hurley.
Artists are, well, they're kind of a strange breed of cat in this neck of the woods. Uncle George and your brothers have been taught to believe that an artist, well, they make kind of poor husband material.
Hurley will be as famous as George Catlin, Mr. Earp.
I'm only trying to say that I think...
Wyatt! Wyatt, that Jackson try's been threatening my artist. I'm going down and give him what for. You better come along. There might be shooting. I'll borrow one of your scatterguns. Doc, no time for jabber. You ready to go?
Miss Jackson, I'd like to have you meet Dr. Holliday.
Miss Jackson? You must be Miss Etta Jackson, young woman Abbott plans to marry.
Yes, I am. And I certainly don't want my family attacked by you. And why do you call Hurley your artist?
Well, I bought a picture from him. Are you coming, or do I have to go alone?
Will you cool off? Miss Etta, I'll try and keep the peace. You go find Mr. Abbott, and I'll handle things here.
Now remember, that fellow may have jumped aboard the Santa Fe. We don't want to do anything that'll make us look ridiculous. Just mosey into Dodge casual-like.
What about Etta?
Oh, she's sorry by now she ever laid eyes on that paint slinger. Come on.
You should have stayed in the hospital.
Brilliant observation.
Look, I ask you just one favor. You let me do all the talking to Uncle George.
All right. As long as you make my point clear.
By the way, just what is your point?
They leave my artist and his fiancée alone. No threats, no badgering. I'm still trying to catch up on the short drinks those doctors allowed me.
Here they come. Now, you stay back here. I don't trust your mean temper. Frankly, Mr. Jackson, this Abbott fella doesn't seem like a bad sort to me. Mr. Buntline recommended him.
Ned recommended him to us. Pretty soon that slicker had Etta's head turned.
All artists are immoral, Mr. Earp.
Champagne and women. Well, the point is, Dr. Holliday is taking kind of a shine to Mr. Abbott. I don't want you men to tangle with Doc.
We ain't scared.
Well, you ought to be. Doc could kill all three of you in a draw and shoot.
How come you're on their side, Earp?
Because I think it's a foolish quarrel, Mr. Jackson. And I'm hired to keep the peace in Dodge.
Happens we love Etta.
I'm sure of that, sir. And she loves Mr. Abbott.
All right, Mr. Earp. We respect Holliday as a killer.
We can take him.
No. We've been coming into Dodge to get that painter fella, and we'll come with enough of our men to get him and Doc Holliday, too. That's fair warning.
Hurley?
Oh.
What are you doing with a gun?
Well, I can't let Doc Holliday fight my battles for me.
Why not? He enjoys shooting people.
I'm supposed to be a man. Here, watch this. Right in the heart, see? Of course, in a real fight, I'd only use shoulder shots.
Yes, I see.
It's a very simple problem, learning to shoot a pistol. All you do is keep your sight on the spot to be hit, pull the weapon, and push it toward the center of focus.
That's enough. We're leaving.
Leaving?
Marshal Herp is right. We're getting married, Hurley, and going farther west. Now, darling, listen. You can paint just as well in Arizona or New Mexico.
I can't run, my dear. Etta. Look, I don't approve of fighting any more than you do. But it's a part of the frontier. Now, how am I going to paint Western life if I haven't lived it?
One doesn't need to live the life of scoundrels to paint scoundrels. Look at Doc Holliday and paint him.
You're not even trying to understand.
No, I'm not. I'm going to report you to Marshal Earp.
Dr. Holliday returned?
Yeah, him and the marshal just come in. The doc should be here any minute. Hey, you shouldn't be wearing that.
Self-defense.
Hey, Greener. Take off that gun before you hurt yourself.
I practice handling it.
I said take it off.
He don't know no better, Praskins.
All right, then I'll learn him. You're the dude that's been making trouble for the Jackson family. Lift up your hands.
No.
All right, then. Draw.
Drop it.
Get his gun.
Quick.
Whenever you wing a man, you always get his gun away from him. He might kill you from the floor.
Good point to bear in mind. Isn't anybody going for a doctor?
I'll plug up the hole. A couple of your men can walk him over to McCarty's office. You have a clean handkerchief?
Oh, yes.
Who shot him?
Leonardo da Vinci here. He drew a beautifully straight line to the brachial plexus.
I claim self-defense, Mr. Earp.
You didn't check your gun. Let's go. Doc, I want to see you over in my office.
Anything important?
Yeah. A wedding.
Hurley, what's wrong?
I had to hurt a man.
You shot him?
Didn't hurt him much. Clear case of self-defense.
Oh, darling, I don't blame you. I blame that horrible...
You folks ready for the ceremony?
Uncle George has hired some gunfighters to make trouble for us.
Gunfighters?
Yes, so we have to have the wedding right now and leave town.
It's the only sensible thing to do, Mr. Abbott.
You can't be fighting Miss Etta's own uncle and brothers.
No, I realize that now.
Good. Mr. Mayor, take over.
Now, Miss Etta, you stand a little here. Mr. Abbott, and Wyatt, you stand up with Mr. Abbott. And I'll stand here.
It's from Katie, Wyatt. She's sick again. I'll just have time to catch the stage.
Of course. Anything I can do?
You can ship me some clothes to Kansas City. I won't have a chance to pack.
I'm sorry, Doc. Ed and I are just going to...
I know, boy. Marry the girl, and then let him run you out of Dodge with a mob. The only artist the town ever had, mob. And you be sure it's done with lots of shooting, huh, Kelly?
Now, just give Dick and me time enough to find Etta and start her back to the ranch. Then shove that painter on the 6 o'clock train, alive or dead. Come on, Dick. Come on.
We'll follow along in a little while. And I now pronounce you man and wife as provided by the law of Kansas. Amen. Good luck.
Oh, thank you.
May I kiss the bride?
Congratulations. Thanks.
Now, what's all this about mobs chasing this young fella out of Dodge?
Well, that's just some of Doc's joking, you know.
Well, I thought as much. I wish you both happiness.
Oh, thank you. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Now, get married again in the church, my advice. See you later, Wyatt.
Is Hurley free to go now?
Yes, but I think you both better wait here until train time.
You mean we should hide behind your guns?
Hal? Mr. and Mrs. Abbott, I think you better wait inside there for a few minutes. Your Uncle George and one of the boys are arriving.
We'll stay right here and face them.
No. I'll do the talking first. You looking for me? Etta and that painter fella. They run off? No, sir.
Where's my sister? I'm not hired to look after your sister. He's probably got both of them hid somewhere with Doc Holliday. Didn't I warn you, Earp?
That'll do.
What?
Stop shooting with your mouth. Now back off.
No, he means it. We'll soon have plenty help.
Where's Doc Holliday?
He left town. His missus took sick in Kansas City.
Well, that's a break. Here comes Dick and Uncle George.
We asked Earp, but he's covering for him.
Are you sure they didn't leave town with Doc Holliday? Man says Doc left for Kansas City.
Maybe that's a trick. We start asking questions. Somebody will talk.
Doc had no right to push this thing off on me. He wants the whole town to riot just so his unfunny humor will be like a joke in a graveyard.
Yeah, Dodge don't care if Abbott paints pictures or livery stables.
No. But the Jackson family's well connected here. I'm moving the bride and groom.
Where?
First station down the Santa Fe line. You go on inside there and tell them to get ready.
All right, now, what is this, George?
We're looking for Etta and that fella Hurley Abbott.
Well, you're too late. I married him half an hour ago.
That's a lie.
Artists don't marry no girl.
And if they do, they got a couple of wives already. Now you tell us where they are.
At the jail, that's where. You go getting tough with Wyatt Earp, and Etta will be a bride with no family.
Come on, boys, let's go.
Let him go.
And at first I thought you were right, Mr. Earp. But now I've changed my mind.
Why should we be rushed out of town like criminals?
Mr. Abbott, I've stood off mobs when I didn't much care if I had to shoot the whole kit and caboodle of them. But I don't want to have to hurt your wife's kinfolk. They're wrong, but they've done nothing to deserve being mowed down by buckshot.
They're coming, Wyatt.
How close?
That close.
Take Mr. Abbott to his cell.
Just a minute, Marshal.
Look, they're not going to hurt her. Please. Now, you get out of here.
No. No, I'm staying.
All right, Earp, you got 1 minute. Get him out here.
Watch the window.
You are going to protect Hurley.
It's my job now, but I don't like it. Don't your brothers and your uncle mean anything to you?
Not when they come after Hurley with guns.
Look, you got a license, and you got a wedding ring. Al, bring Mr. Abbott out here. If things get too hot, we'll turn him over to her folks.
No, you won't. I'll talk to them.
Cover me.
Etta, honey, watch those triggers.
Uncle George, we've been secretly married for weeks.
Married? What if he's got other wives?
Well, he hasn't. But if you don't call them off, I'll say that I married a bigamy. I will. I'll yell it right out loud. I'll tell the biggest lie you ever heard.
All right, I'll call them off. But you've got to go with us to make it look good.
You promise not to shoot Hurley.
Of course not. No family scandal. All right, boys. We got our little girl back, and that painter man left town.
Get Mr. Abbott. You fellas going back on patrol. Make sure everything stays quiet.
Abbott?
Where is she?
She went with her folks.
You let them take her.
No, Mr. Abbott, she's taken them. Now, don't you worry about it, though. She's going to meet you later. She told them that you'd been married for weeks.
What?
Yeah. And she said if they didn't call off the men, that she was going to spread the word around that you were a bigamist.
A bigamist?
Mm-hmm. I kind of thought the marriage license had had good effect, but, well, I never thought of calling you a bigamist. You know, so your wife saved a lot of people from getting killed today.
Bigamy? Why, Etta's the first girl I ever even kissed.
Oh, don't you ever admit that. No, sir, not even to Mrs. Abbott. No, sir, you're an artist. And, well, you can't disillusion people.
cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail, and none can deny it. The legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
One of the notorious rackets of the 1870s was the publishing of frontier town or county histories. Original settlers had to pay to have their life stories printed in one of these books. As Marshall Earp discovered, a prospective history of Dodge City could lead to bitterness, gunfighting, riot, and death.
You lying cheat! Where's my money? Help! Police! Help! I haven't got your money! Police!
Oh,
Police!
Here comes Earp. I ain't armed, Earp.
All right, Mr. Morris, what's your trouble this time?
You got $100 of my money to put my picture in the book. Only the book never came out.
Mr. Morris doesn't understand. It takes time to publish a history.
A history? I want this shrimp arrested. Let's go into my office. Take your hands off. He's a crooked little swindler. He claimed he'd call the book Pioneers of the Chisholm Trail.
All right, all right. Now, look, if you've got a receipt or a contract for publication, let's see it.
Sure, right here. Howdy, Doc.
I thought Wyatt told you to stay out of Dodge.
Oh, well, that blood's been spilt and forgotten. We're friendly now, ain't we?
No. You Professor O.B. Jordan?
Ph.D., Doctor of Literature. That fellow is an illiterate thug.
Well, you owe him $100. It says here the book was supposed to be published July 1st, and this is September.
Yeah. I haven't got it.
Throw him in jail, Wyatt.
Shut up.
Look, I ain't armed, Doc.
Here. There's your $100. Now get out of town.
Fine, Doc, fine.
You tried to kill Wyatt on 2 occasions when you had a mob of drunken gunslingers to back you up. If he's forgotten that, I haven't.
Oh, no hard feelings, not between me and Wyatt or you, Doc. Much obliged.
To think that I should have come to this.
You're a very lucky man, Professor Jordan. You caught Dr. Holliday in a generous mood.
Oh, I'm not ungrateful. Holliday, not the Dr. John H. Holliday.
I am. And don't think I'm in a generous mood. On your feet, sir. You take your wagon down to the Long Branch Saloon. I'll be with you presently.
Be with me? Oh, yes, of course.
What do you make of it, Doc? George Morris having the gall to come on back into Dodge City.
Pride, Wyatt. Stupid, ignorant pride.
You think that row with the professor was on the level?
I do. George Morris paid $100 to get his name into a county history book. Now, don't grin. There are 50 men in this town who paid $200 each.
Oh, come on.
You know, that Professor Jordan amuses me. I think he followed his nose to Dodge. The odor of human conceit and subhuman ambition.
Well, the professor is a swindler, and I'll order him out of town.
Now, hold on. You give that order to George Morris.
No, I can't do that.
Why not?
Because Mr. Morris has already had his punishment. Pat Masterson and I shot his legs out from under him. We beat him, Doc. You saw how the man crawled out of town like a dog.
I still haven't taught you, have I? You think you have this miserable town halfway civilized? Why, George Morris is not licked. All he needs is another mob with Kelly, Judge Tobin, Hanson, and the rest of your so-called friends marching behind him.
Aren't you a little drunk?
You better start loading those sawed-off shotguns, Deacon. I'm afraid you're going to need them. Professor, I will back you to the limit of $10,000.
$10,000?
On one condition.
What is it, may I ask?
You take your pictures, but I write the biographical sketches. Oh, and I want my $10,000 back. You can keep any profit.
Well, that's astounding. Incredible.
And what a petty scoundrel you are. If I had your health, I would steal $5 million.
That much? Why?
The sum of $5 million is like 5 million gallons of water. Both purify themselves. I would die in the odor of sanctity.
Yes, I believe you would. The idea is much too big for me.
Quiet. Enough talk. You start taking those pictures.
There we are. Very nice, Mr. Mayor.
You need another pose, Professor?
Not just now. Try to assemble some of the other founders.
Yes, I'll round them up. Here, now, you people get away from this camera and don't disturb Professor Jordan. Here, now get away from this. Of course, the possibilities are tremendous. Just a minute, I want to get a paper. And you certainly rate among the original 7 founders, Tom.
I know, but as a banker, I have to make sure it'll be a dignified volume.
Now, we'll see to that.
You should have heard what they said, boss. They called you a Johnny-come-lately. Shove him aside, boss, and I'll plug him.
No, I can whip both of them by myself.
He's dead.
Maybe that's... What started this? I heard them call Mr. Williams riffraff. They said he couldn't be in that book.
Hal, you notify the coroner. Then you take Mr. Kelly, Mr. Hanson, and this man over to my office.
What? It was all a mistake. An accident. We lost our tempers and...
I know that, Mr. Kelly. Dr. Holliday is responsible for this, and I'm going to have to arrest him. Now, go on, Hal, take him out of here. Jones, come here.
Stand. Take it.
Doc, I think you better come with me.
You mean you're arresting me?
That's right.
On what charge? Holding the mirror up to human nature?
Let's not argue about it here, huh?
Take over mine.
Judge Tobin, I think you ought to issue a court order restraining Dr. John H. Holliday and Professor Jordan from any more of this nonsense. Now, Dr. Holliday isn't interested in publishing a history. He's in this promotion as a practical joke on Dodge City and some of the citizens he just doesn't happen to like.
If the court, please. Go ahead. Marshal Earp is making an assumption of my motives. I submit that no judge can restrain the mere prospectus of a book.
Agreed?
Look, Judge, one man is dead and another wounded in disputes over this thing.
Order. I sympathize with Marshal Earp, but unfortunately, the law cannot take action before the commission of a crime. Marshal Earp's application for a restraining order is denied.
Thank you, Judge Tobin. Thank you very much. Dr. Holliday, do you think this is really wise? I mean, in view of the dreadful...
A dozen men are waiting to have their picture taken. You better scoot before they start wrecking your equipment.
Oh, dear me, I must go quickly.
Now, I put it to you straight, Doc. Is this a joke you're making, like Wyatt says?
I am not on the witness stand, Kelly. You can stay in the history book or you can get out and I'll refund your subscription fee. And the same goes for you, Tom.
Well, let's not be too hasty, Jim. My wife is anxious to have me in the book. You know how women are. Come along, Jim. We talk this over.
I'll join you, gentlemen.
Oh, all right.
Well, I still think Wyatt's right. I could be wrong.
They'll stay in the history book. And Judge Tobin will be right along with them.
Look, it isn't funny.
Well, every man to his own joke, Deacon. You want to call it off? How? Admit that Dodge isn't worth trying to civilize? Give up your penny ante job here. Move to Arizona with Kate and me. You know what? You are the one man I could say I almost like.
Whose idea was it for me to leave town? Yours or Miss Kate's?
Well, Kate worries and I think. You keep believing the people here deserve law and order. They're a bunch of drunkards and idiots who will eventually cut you down.
Look, Major Kern in one county and don't make a mob, and you can't make a mob by writing a silly book. And if I catch you trying, I'm going to lock you up. And I'm sorry if I lose my temper.
Well, now, I'm sorry, too. Wyatt, your foolish faith in people needs a bad shaking up. You better brace yourself.
That's fine. Next subject, please. Oh, very good. Yes. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Yes.
Well, Professor.
You let go of me. Dr. Holliday paid you in full.
Oh, sure. Look here. I'm going to give you 100 and another 100 beside.
What for?
Well, I'm the first cattleman in Ford County. I got more of a right than any of them has to be in a history book.
Oh, no. This book deals only with Dodge City.
Well, what's this? Is Mr. Morris bothering you, Professor?
Yes, he is, and I'm very busy.
Later.
I offered to pay him 200 cash, Doc. That ought to prove that I'm willing to let bygones be bygones.
We'll put you in the book.
No joking?
None. But you'll have to pose for your photo in private.
Well, how come?
The other subscribers might object. Personally, I wouldn't want to be in the same library with you, much less the same book.
In private, and mum's the word. Now, that a deal?
One question. Why would you want to be in a book?
Well, I'm a historical character. The professor said so when he agreed to put me in Pioneers of the Chisholm Trail.
It's a deal. Payment. Now, you keep out of my sight until I send for you.
Hey, Professor!
Delvin, Duncan, Dooley. Any more D's?
Oh, man, Dortholz.
Oh, no.
No, I agree with the judge. We got to watch Holiday. Make sure he keeps the riffraff out.
Right, Jim.
Well, now let's get on with the E's. Wyatt Earp.
Well, I see you men are helping Doc with history,
Jim suggested your name for the book.
No, thank you.
And why not now? Why, you've made more real history in this town than the rest of us put together.
Well, I tell you, Mr. Kelly, the Texas papers have written me up plenty. All bad.
Just Johnny Reb prejudice. Why, Doc's your friend. He wouldn't allow anything to happen.
By the way, where is Doc?
Drinking in the back room. Can't be disturbed.
Well, I'll disturb.
I'm busy. Go away.
It's Wyatt, Doc.
What do you want?
Well, you open up and I'll tell you.
All right, just a moment.
Oh, I get it now. You're writing the history, huh?
Well, why not?
You know, I was wrong, Doc. You could make a riot.
George Morris, backed by Jim Kelly, Judge Tobin, and every other sucker who wants his ugly face and dull life story in print.
Including Mr. Morris?
Oh, well, his picture and biography lead the book.
Of course, you praise them all.
Naturally.
Well, you're under arrest, Doc.
Not again.
But this time I'm going to make it stick. Let's go.
The book.
What's the charge this time, Marshal? Hating your fellow men and hating yourself.
You gonna make that stick?
No. But officially, you got caught inciting a riot.
Huh.
Judge Tobin, I've arrested Dr. Holliday again. I think it'll save time if you come along, sir.
Are you sure of your legal facts?
Yes, sir. The doctor is a truthful man. I'm sure he'll substantiate the charge.
Come along, Tobin.
Wyatt must have caught Doc writing the book.
Doc, I told Professor Jordan.
The back room. I'll be having a look. James Dog Kelly, former soldier and saloon keeper, a gay lad with the ladies, sowed wild oats all over Kansas. Several cowhands died from drinking his whiskey. Lies, every bit of it.
What does he say about me?
There's yours. Criminal, slander, and liable. That's what.
No. 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 No.
Hey, you said it. Well, we got Doc this time. Come on.
Just a minute. George Morris. He was going to put him in the book?
Oh, no. George Morris. Knave, liar, poltroon, scoundrel, to quote Lord Macaulay. Such he is, and it is just such men as he who founded Dodge City. This cow thief, brawler, and murderer.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, not us. Doc wrote it for the book. Read it.
Doc warned me he was going to start trouble. He aims to use that book to malign blackguard every decent man in town.
If any. Dr. Holliday, I must ask you for that manuscript.
No, sir.
Then I'll issue a subpoena, duces tecum. The manuscript will be seized and impounded.
Now, you're too good a lawyer to try that.
Wyatt. There's trouble at the Long Ranch. George Morris is stirring up a mob. Let's throw it, Doc Holliday. Judge, I suggest you admit Doc to bail at once. It'll give him time to get out of town.
Excellent idea. How much?
Well, you can't release a man with a mob coming to get him.
Well, speak up, Deacon. You aim to defend me right here?
No, I don't. This time you run for it.
Well, in that case, bail will be $1,000.
Cheap. There. I'm not running. I will catch the 6 o'clock train for Kansas City to consult with my publisher.
All right, Al. Maybe we'll have time to break Morse before he starts.
Come on, boys. The rest of you, come here, too. Take a look in the wagon and see if the professor's there. If he is, just slap him around. It's Doc Holliday that we're after. All right, let's tip it over. All right, boys, let her go.
Professor isn't in here, George.
Okay, fire it up, boys. All right, that does it. Let's head for the jail. Doc's gone to the depot. You sure? Herb turned him loose. I saw him walking across the plaza only a minute ago. You hear that, boys? Doc's at the depot. Let's go get him. Too late. Probably headed for Santa Fe. We better get over there.
No. I'm not risking deputies. You tell the rest of the boys to stay out of it. I'll try to get to Doc before Morris does.
Don't take no chances with Doc, boys. We'll surround him and then blast him out of the depot with rifles. Hey, it's her! Stop it!
Some of your friends want to see you.
They're not close enough. I borrowed this from the station master. It's too short for range.
We want Doc Holliday. Send him out here, Herb. Send him out and we'll get you both.
Is that what you want?
Give me that. The history of Dodge City.
It's good reading.
Yeah. On your feet. And bolt that door. Bolt it. You take a look at that mob. You see Mayor Kelly in that mob? See Mr. Hanson? You see one decent man that amounts to anything in this town?
Hold it, boys! Hold it! Your last chance, Herb! Come out with Doc or we're gonna burn you out!
I thought so.
Boston! Hold your fire! I got something I want to show you.
Here. Read it.
Nothing but blank pages. That's right. That's what Doc thinks of you, and I agree with him. Now, if you want to fight over that, commence. Can't we kill it for you? No. Now, you men clear out of town. Go on, get out of here.
Give me a hand. Give me
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
Marshal Wyatt Earp had caught 2 of the 4 notorious dry gulchers who murdered his Indian friend, Mr. Brother. But the other 2, Sam Wilson and Rufe Prentice, had escaped across the Kansas line to a hideout in North Texas. Wyatt now faced the problem of capturing these crafty fugitives and bringing them to justice.
Marshal Earp, what's the charge against these men?
They murdered Mr. Brother, tried to kill Mr. Cousin.
Prove it.
Silence. In the absence of the district attorney, this court will hear such evidence as you can now present, Mr. Earp.
Mr. Cousin, will you please take the stand?
You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Huh. Now, Mr. Cousin, you and Mr. Brother were ambushed by 4 men on the trail south of Dodge 1 week ago today. Is that correct?
True.
Do you recognize any of the 4 men as being here in the courtroom?
Yes. Him.
Your Honor, this is Mr. Richard Averill. Did you see him at the ambush?
No. I only recognize Mr. Averill and another man, close enough to remember faces.
Well, that lets me out then, don't it?
Sit down. Your Honor, I have here an affidavit. Lieutenant Gerald Matthew, 2nd United States Cavalry. The lieutenant was with me and Sheriff Masterson in the city jail when Dade here accused Averill of being one of the 4 gulchers. Averill had just attacked Dade and was trying to choke him to death. Your Honor, I ask the court to affirm the charge of murder in the 1st degree, to hold these men without bond.
I didn't admit to nothing you can't prove.
Silence. Richard Averill and Will Dade are hereby remanded to the custody of Marshal Earp. You are formally charged by this court with murder in the 1st degree and will not be admitted to bail. Court's adjourned.
Let's go.
Why all the fooling around? I favor trying Dade and Averill and hanging them.
I will send for young Wolf to watch them die.
No. We haven't caught Wilson and Prentice yet. 4, Mr. Cousin, 4.
It might take a long time to catch the others.
It could take years. Texas is a big state.
Well, Lieutenant Matthew gave us a good tip. Wilson and Prentice are hiding out near Bracos.
They got lots of running room.
Well, I don't intend to chase hoodlums all over the state of Texas, Mr. Masterson.
What else?
Well, we'll take Mr. Averill with us down to Bracos. And we'll pass the word that we're on our way to turn him over to the Rangers. I think Wilson and Prentice will try to rescue their pal.
With how many guns?
It's too much risk, Mr. Earp. They may kill you and turn Averill loose.
Why aren't you losing your common sense over this thing?
Well, we won't be alone down there. I wired Captain Langley of the Rangers to meet us with some of his men.
Well, that's different.
I do not trust Rangers. It's a bad plan. I'm sorry.
Mr. Cousin.
Leave him alone. He still has pain from the bullets. Don't argue with him.
Well, you could be right. What if there's a slip-up and the Rangers don't meet us?
Well, Mr. Masterson, things go wrong with the best plans. If you have a better one, let's hear it.
If I had a better one, you'd have heard it.
Well, there's no law that says you have to go with me, you know.
I like Texas. Hey, don't you have to get Judge Tobin's permission on taking Averill?
Well, legally, yeah, but if I forget to ask him, he won't have to say no. Now, we're going to need plenty of extra bandoliers of ammunition. Here, start loading.
Bandoliers?
That's right. You've never worked with a ranger like Captain Langley. He and those Johnny Rebs throw lead around so fast they run out of ammunition right in the middle of a fight. Come on, start loading.
You got no right exposing me to get shot.
Oh, we wouldn't do that.
No, we're going to keep you alive for a public hanging.
Hold it. Here you are.
Lie down, boys. Even Rangers need rest sometimes. We're mighty previous.
You reckon that Earp will show and break us, Captain?
Earp says he'll be someplace. He'll be there.
It don't seem right exactly, Captain. Us working with a Kansas Yankee.
Nope, it don't. Matter of fact, my first impulse was to tell Earp to go chase his own criminals.
Why didn't you, Captain?
Well, Earp shared his ammunition with me and Sergeant Rive in that fight on the Breakers Creek. And coming from a Yankee, that's a mighty rare favor. But the main reason is the state of Texas wants that Gulcher outfit almost as bad as Earp. Colonel Fitzhugh Ashington sent me a letter from the governor about it. Never did read that letter. Finally lost it somewhere. But the colonel gave me the gist of the governor's thoughts.
What we got against the Gulchers?
They stole some Texas mail off on a wagon train.
Texas mail?
Rangers. They're working too close for comfort.
Think they're looking for us, Roof?
Could be. Any of you want to earn $100?
What doing?
Dust off them Rangers and lead them east to the bluffs.
Why don't you and Sam do that?
We've got to hang around to Braco's camp another day.
Yeah, we're waiting for a pal.
It's easy money. You can lose them at the bluffs.
We can't hit them from here, Roof. They're almost out of range.
You don't have to hit them. I just want them to chase you. I want to get them away from here, don't you understand?
For $100, we understand.
All right, start shooting. Here they come. Get going.
Let's go.
Come on, Sam. We'll work our way back to camp.
Some men were here. They headed off towards the bluffs. Horses wearing Texas shoes.
That's right. Rangers use cowhand shoes so they can't be tailed.
Well, if it was Captain Langley, he wouldn't go galloping off without some good reason. It was the captain, all right. The only man I know that smokes a mixture of Granger twist and chewing tobacco.
Maybe he jumped the Gulchers.
You know, you should be working for the Pinkertons.
Well, no sense in going into Braco's until we meet up with Langley. Headed for the bluffs. It can't be too far away.
You got no right landing me in the middle of a gunfight.
Shut up. Come on.
stand against them rocks up there. So press them hard, and if they try to get to the river, we'll drown. Pull the lead out of them.
Stay here and watch him.
That blasted will run plumb out of copper.
Kevin!
Well, thank you, Marshal. Here, load this and let me use yours. Oh, it's got a long barrel on it, ain't it?
Yep. Who's up there? Gulches?
Don't know.
How'd it start?
Well, there's 5 of them. They shot at us and then run for them bluffs up there.
Captain, Wilson and Prentice are too smart to do that.
I'll attend to them later. You don't allow shooting at Texas Rangers.
All hold up there in the bluffs. Could take a long time to flush them out.
Orders, Marshal. No shooting at Rangers. You going along in the breakers. We'll be in before sundown.
All right. I think you scared the Gulchers into running. You come on in as soon as you can, here?
We'll have them all killed inside of an hour.
Right.
You just go bait the trap.
Captain Langley's trying to smoke out some hoodlums that shot at him.
Why don't we help him?
Oh, got to get in a break-off so those Gulchers might run on us.
They're probably 300 miles into Texas by now.
Well, I sure hope not, Mr. Averill. That'll be a long ride for you.
What happened to the other boys, Rube?
Rangers chased us and we had to scatter. No grief, Danny. They got away. Be circling back here as soon as it's safe.
Good. How many of you went into Bracos? Just the Cantrell kid. We sent him after grub. Tell the rest of them to stick close to camp. I don't rest easy with Rangers even 50 miles off.
Right.
Want some coffee?
Sure.
Give me a rest from these, will you? My hands are numb just for a minute.
Let them stay numb. You won't be needing hands.
Keep them covered.
Thanks.
All right, that's long enough. We go inside and eat.
Don't you want to rub some talcum powder on baby boy here?
Mr. Masterson, the law says that we gotta be humane in the treatment of prisoners. Come on. Sit down. Can we get some food?
Oh, sure. These walls are pretty thin.
Yeah.
What's it going to be, gents? Steak and eggs or ham and eggs?
Steak. Ham for me.
Sam.
How's he going to cut steak with them cuffs on?
We feed him little teensy bits. Any more questions?
Oh, no, sir.
Do we just have to make a fight here?
It'll take a while for the word that Mr. Abel's here to reach Wilson and Prentice. Captain Langley doesn't show up, boy, we'll mosey along and find ourselves a nice little bushwhack stand. We'll let you pick it out, Averill. You've had a lot of experience.
You men are stupid. My pals ain't coming for me.
and we'll go after him.
All the way to the Rio Grande.
I ain't a bit worried.
Watch it. That's close enough.
Take him! Hold it, Abel!
Sit down.
I killed mine. Why didn't you kill yours? He's bleeding bad.
I'll take care of him. Where's the nearest doctor?
Temple City, about 15 miles.
There's none in Brinkles?
Went back east to 77. You ain't still going to eat, are you?
Why not? Go get it.
Yes, sir.
These friends of yours?
Never mind, we'll get even.
You try it. You take off those cuffs and give him one of your guns.
Mr. Masterson, I think you're a bit nervous. You better get yourself a drink.
You should have killed your man. What do we do now? Stay here and get a drink.
Let him bleed to death. Saving him won't get you off.
Mr. Averill, I'm a bit nervous, too. One more remark out of you and you're going to lose some teeth. You got a couch here?
Yes, sir. There's one in the back room.
Give me a hand.
Yes, sir.
Ponies and guns. You very much man.
Where are the others? We should be starting for Mr. Earp at Brinkles.
They come soon. You think it is easy to jump reservation?
Hi, Cantrell.
Hi, boss.
Get the grub?
I just saw two Johnny Laws in town. They're holding Dick Averill at the tavern.
There are only two of them?
Yeah, I think they're aiming to turn him over to the Rangers.
It'll soon be getting dark.
Why wait till dark?
Was one of those Johnny Laws wearing a long-barreled Colt on his right leg?
Yeah, hung halfway to the ground.
Wyatt Earp. The other one is probably Bat Masterson.
But there's more of us, Roof.
Now we'll play it smart. Guys.
Yeah, Roof.
Tell Griscom to get the horses saddled.
Wyatt, that hoodlum's gonna be all right. Let's get out of here. This is no place to make a fight.
Let's give Captain Langley and his men a little more time.
You boys hanging around here while everybody's gone to Texas.
Well, I kind of doubt that, Mr. Averill. If you thought your pals had left you, you wouldn't be taking things so easy.
Why do we stop?
Pony's tired. My brave's tired.
My friend may be in trouble.
We need rest. What good we be to Mr. Earp? So tired we cannot shoot straight. Mololo.
The place only has 3 rooms. Bar, kitchen, and a back room, right?
Yeah.
If Earp is still there, you have Dick in that back room. Well, we can't wait any longer. Let's move out.
It's about time.
You go get the horses and bring them to the back door.
Get back inside. It's a trick.
They busted in here while the shooting was going on back and took your man. They said, anybody come out the front or the back in the next 10 minutes, get their head blowed off.
Well, Mr. Masterson, I should be real proud of myself. I let them break in here and steal my prisoner right out from underneath my nose.
We'll be lucky to find our horses.
It's too bad they didn't take him with them.
Better get those cuffs off.
Come on, that can wait till later.
They're my wrist and they're numb.
Anybody get Earp or his pal?
Nah, it's too bad we couldn't have taken the time. We're not out of the woods yet.
Somebody better give me a gun.
Yeah, here. Come on, we're riding south.
Don't say I didn't tell you.
Mr. Masterson, I was wrong. When I'm wrong, nobody can do a better job of it. Right now, I'm the biggest fool west of Mississippi.
see 3 men. Might be Gulchers.
Yes, we spread out. Otakawa, Bonjour, Bonjour.
Engine, maybe we better head back towards Bracos. Sure, and run into Earp or maybe some Rangers. We'll fan out and run right through them. Right. Every man for himself. Here, come on, go. Here. Up on those rocks. Good old Captain Langley, they ran right into him.
Or somebody.
Come on.
We caught these 2. One of them got away.
My braves trailing him.
Good. It's Averill. Who's this one?
Must be Sam Wilson. Prentice is older.
We hang them. Now.
I'm sorry, young wolf. Mr. Cousin, will you please explain again to young wolf that he cannot hang anyone? The men must be tried in court.
You say that before, Marshal.
This is second time young wolf have chance at Gulchers.
Wyatt, the Indians caught him.
I'm not thinking of the Gulchers. Captain Langley of the Texas Rangers and 3 of his men are around here somewhere. They'll arrest you for jumping the reservation, young wolf.
What can they do but put my friends back on reservation?
If you hang those men, the law will hang you. Look, I'm grateful. You saved me from losing prisoners and making a fool of myself.
Marshal Earp is no fool.
I'll be worse than a fool if you hang my prisoners and get charged with murder.
Wyatt Earp, ate te bialto, pakahayitso nagalim. Masterson, Wyatt, Bacaldo, ate te...
Young wolf, can I use your long sight machine? Rangers, look for yourself.
We could kill Rangers, but white men would not like that. No kill, no hang. Our friend is right. We go back to reservation.
You have 3 Gulchers now. They will hang?
4 will hang, Mr. Cousin. I gave him my word. It still goes.
Your word is good.
Blast it all, Earp. Where you been?
I might ask you the same question, Captain.
Had to kill 2 of them getting them off the top of that ridge. Took me longer than I figured.
Well, they're just worthless hoodlums, Captain.
Yeah, that's right. But they made the mistake of shooting the Texas Rangers. Where's Roof Prentice?
Well, he got away, but we'll catch him.
Any idea where?
No, sir.
Tell you what, son. Roof Prentice is sweet on old man Elliott's daughter. Runs a cattle rustling spread called the Bar 60. You follow the old Ramsey Trail about 30 miles south. What about it, boys? You game to go along and help these Yankees?
Reckon so, Captain.
That won't be necessary, Captain, if you'll just take our prisoners on back to Dodge for us.
Wyatt, listen.
Mr. Masterson and I kind of hanker to get Prentice ourselves.
Fair enough. Who's the engine?
This is Mr. Cousin. He's one of the best friends I have. He's also the only state's witness against the Gulchers. You look after him for me, will you?
Cheyenne, ain't he?
Yes, sir.
All right, boys. Cheyenne, we're good rebels.
See you, Captain.
Wyatt?
Yeah?
Look, 3 out of 4 should be enough. Why don't we quit while we're ahead?
I said 4.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail, and none can deny it. The legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told.
দরকার পড়লে একটা রিকশাওয়ালাকে বিয়ে করবো, তারপর তোকে বিয়ে করতে
তুমি যদি মরো যে আমি তোমাকেই বিয়ে করব।
দেখো দেখো বিয়ে এত সোজা।
আমার 5টা কন্ডিশন।
কয়টা?
5টা।
আমি জেডি সাফায়েত রমরাজন।
স্যার এটা তো ভোটার আইডি কার্ড স্যার।
গাড়িতেই করবেন নাকি হোটেলে?
না না, আপনি যেমনটা ভাবছেন বিষয়টা তা না। আপনি তো করবেন।
তোমাকে দিয়ে হবে না, আমি জানতাম। শুধু শুধু সময় নষ্ট করো না।
ভাই আপনি তো অনন্ত দলিল না যে অসম্ভবকে সম্ভব করে আপনার কাজ। জিমি জিমি জিমি
কি হচ্ছে?
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা আচ্ছা
আঙ্গের একদম বইরা দিমু। যাচ্ছে সব বাইর কর।
শর্ত দিয়ে বিয়ে, শর্ত দিয়ে বিয়ে।
ভাই যে বয়সে মানুষ গার্লফ্রেন্ডের কামড় খায়, সে বয়সে আপনি কুত্তার কামড় খেয়ে হাসপাতালে ভর্তি হয়েছেন।
Rồi thì xin đấm đầu đấy. Chết mày. Ô. Ui. Chịu. Một chết không chết. Nhưng mà con quả tí giết con chít. Quả giết con chít xong là nó chết luôn. Quả chít chảy đau đấy. Chôn tao. Bài thằng này cũng khỏe à. Mà 229 chưa chết à? Xong rồi. Gặp cái thằng mạnh nhất rồi. Xong. Đây đi. Không có gì nhất rồi. Thôi bài full rồi nhà xét cơ, đâu có xét. Thảo xét. Tí ăn thằng này à? Cái quả thì mình sẽ xếp bài lệch sang một chút thì sẽ được. Sẽ xét lui sang góc. Rồi. Chuẩn không vậy. 700 củ anh sẽ revert phát nữa. Còn thiếu 6 củ để revert lên 6.6 à. Anh có revert lên 10 ấy. 400 vòng rồi này. Ông vượt qua kỷ lục 430 quay không? 430 lap nhỉ. 119 20 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 kỷ lục mới. Đi record. Rồi 233 kỷ lục mới, qua kỷ lục mới tận 3 lap. Ê thua lại. Phải không? Ê không thua. Không thua. Mày rồi ăn tao. Rồi có top 4 rồi. Có top 4 rồi. Mình sẽ không phải là cái thằng hậu cái D nữa. Mình cần cái gì rồi? Xẻng rồi cái này ra định mệnh. Được. Ây à, ổn thế nhờ. Một cái gì đây, một cái nỏ xét à. Một cái nỏ xét rồi. Hay lắm đồ đơn luôn, thằng đéo cho thế. Mình đã trả thưởng 1 đô. Xét cây đăng phép à? Cái thằng này à? Thằng này sẽ phải lưu xuống đấy đi. Xong. Để xua thầy Galileo bên kia. Xếp bài láo hả? Phải bay nhanh như ngựa ấy. Phải xếp bài láo thì nó mới phù hợp. Ok, sự là phù hợp ấy, không được, không phù hợp rồi. Sắp đi rồi, sao thì đứng đây chết nhở? Ê thằng khỏe đấy. Đừng quăng át nữa, làm ơn. Thua rồi. Thua rồi, thôi. Trừ mấy? Trừ 9 à? Trừ 9, binh top 3. Đây. Thằng kia bài ấy mạnh phết. Bài đâu gì cá tim. Khỏe. Không biết là khỏe à? Chia anh mày đi. Cả tờ nhà anh nữa 134 ạ. Tôi biết lên cho nhiều phết. 135, 36, 160, 36 chuẩn. Léo ấy. Mày tích lẻ. Sắp một tiếng rồi. Hàng kia khởi động à? Hàng kia khởi động một mới à? Trần Long. Đấu trường chân ái. Né sự kiện. 100 lap vào. Tôi vượt qua kỷ lục chúng ta. Sẽ cần phải qua kỷ lục đấy. 600 triệu coin thì đi vớt tiếp. Đéo bật auto đi vớt được. Đéo thì cũng tiền. Bay chọn ông thầy ơi. Uống nước này. 200 lap. Chọn chưa? Ok, không nhận gì được. Đi ai?
আপনি কিন্তু দেখতে যথেষ্ট সুন্দরী একজন মানুষ। দেখতে বেশ রোমান্টিক, যেন শেক্সপিয়ারের নাটকের কোনো নায়িকার মতো। ভেবেছিলাম, কিন্তু আপনি তো পুরোটাই মর্মান্তিক। যে কোনো মানুষ আপনাকে দেখে মর্মাহত হতে পারে।
এইখানে গাড়ি থামা।
আমার হালকা হতে 1 মাস সময় লেগেছে।
আপনার 1 মাস সময় লাগে? আমার হালকা হতে তো 1 মিনিট লাগে।
আমার কাছে মনে হয় জীবনসঙ্গী এমন হওয়া উচিত যার সাথে আপনি প্রতিটা মুহূর্ত উপভোগ করতে পারবেন, সারাক্ষণ খুনসুটিতে মেতে থাকতে পারবেন এবং তার মনে এমনভাবে বসবাস করবেন যে আপনার দিকে সে একটাবার তাকালেই বলে দিতে পারবে যে তার বেঁচে থাকার কারণই আপনি।
পথে চলতে চলতে, কথা বলতে বলতে, কখন যেন হলে আমার। জানি গল্পে গল্পে মিশে অল্পে অল্পে আমিও হয়ে গেছি তোমার। ছোট ছোট ভুল ফুটে হলো ফুল যে তোমাকে পেলাম। গুটি গুটি পায়ে স্বপ্নের নাই আমি ভেসে গেলাম।
আপনি কি মনে করেছেন একজন মানুষ আমার জীবন থেকে চলে গিয়েছে এবং আপনি সেই সুযোগটা কাজে লাগিয়ে আপনার ফিলিংসগুলো আমার কাছে এক্সপ্রেস করবেন আর আমি সেটা হ্যাপিলি অ্যাকসেপ্ট করে নিব? এই হচ্ছে আপনার বন্ধুত্বের নমুনা?
রোদের পাখি তোর শহরে আমার মনের স্বপ্ন ঘিরে। ওরে পাখি ওরে সারাক্ষণ তোর শহরে বৃষ্টি হলে ভিজে আমার মন।
Mày Mày biết kiểu với thầy ơi. Tôi biết kiểu sự bình chỉ linh ấy. Kia na cầm kiếm này. Cái đem máu này. Kia na cầm kiếm này. Rồi. Thằng lấy rồi. Chuẩn không? Chuẩn không? Chuẩn không? Chuẩn không? Tranh mày tranh để tranh với tao. Nhiều record á. 233 vòng. Mình bắt đầu bây giờ. Nhật báo hả? Vậy cũng trừ đi 30% hả? 20% kiếp quỷ à? 100 không? 110 à? Kiểu tầm 5 quá. Để cho được 5 bay cho mình. Cái mình lại ai mày người vào nè rồi cuối cùng tại wow một tỷ lắm 50 rồi khoảng là bao nhiêu nhỉ? 2,40 à? 5 thì bỏ 250. Đủ. Mày được không? Mày ghê 250 muốn năm nay của ông thầy 29 này 12 3 4 6 7 8 9 5 6 7 8 9 3 5 6 6 3 7 8 40 à? 98 à? Ai, 98 ai? Phải bay một phân rồi. What the hell?
তোমাকে 15 লাখ টাকাই দিতে হবে। তুমি যদি দিতে না পারো তোমার বাবাকে কল দাও। তোমার যত জমি জিরাত বাড়িতে যা যা আছে এগুলো বেচা হইলেও তোমরা আমাদের টাকা পাই করে শোধ করবা।
একটা ব্যাপার কি খেয়াল করছো? শহরে কিন্তু দুইটা রূপ, রাতের এক রূপ, দিনের আর এক।
বেঁধেছি ঘর হৃদয়ের পর গাঢ় সবুজ ওই গহীন বনে।
আরে ব্রো, সবসময় চিল থাকতে হবে, কিচ্ছু মাথায় নেওয়া যাবে না।
ভালোবাসা হচ্ছে একজন আরেকজনের উপর ভরসা করে, একজন আরেকজনের হাতের উপর হাত রেখে এই জীবনটা কাটিয়ে দেয়। কিছু মানুষ এই রাত জেগে থাকে আর টাকার বিনিময়ে সুখ খোঁজে।
বসুন।
এখন তো সিরিয়াস হওয়া উচিত, তাই না? আমি তো কোথাও যাচ্ছি না পার্টি করতে। তুমি কেন যাচ্ছ? কেন বন্ধ করতে পারতেছো না বলো তো? কার যে কোথায় সুখ সেটা তার প্রিয় মানুষটাও কখনো জানতে পারে।
পাশাপাশি তবু যাচ্ছি বিপরীতে, কাছাকাছি তবু যাচ্ছি বহু দূরে।
হাই, ইউ লুক গুড।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
Nghe cái chiều mày thắng mày 10% nữa. Mày ngã ô không được, đùa tao xuống không xuống 77 ơi, hiểu được rồi. Chọn nhớ nhá. Lại là trẻ này 10 này đó, được tiếp à? 3 củ 59 là xem bao nhiêu nhá. 4 3%, 4,66 không được. Át này. Sẽ át từ này rồi. Ê, chơi xong rồi, đánh trùng bài rồi, thằng này ấn tử thần ạ. Không sao thầy ơi, mình dồn trước là được. Sự thanh hóa. Bắt đầu nói bà. Xong rồi, xoay bài tự động. Đấy là không. Chuẩn chỉ đấy, chuẩn chỉ mà, xoay bài tự động. Go. Bình chi linh gọi thầy ơi. Nhót không? Nhót, đét. Cho tao. Ngáo vậy. Vẫn đang mày, anh vẫn đang nhảy. Thắng mà. Let me show you darkness. Sai đều. Thầy lái vô á, sao? Captain Vietnamese. Captain Việt Nam. Máy. Capture. Chuẩn không vậy bạn ơi. Chuẩn. Hai lần. Đó, không 3 lần. Lại nữa ta thể như tí. 3 lần này. 3 lần, 1 lần là 4 này. 5 lần này. 5 lần. 6 lần. 6 lần. Được 6 lần, 5 lần. Rồi 5. Chuẩn đi. Ngon. Còn một cái cung xanh nữa. Đây đi. Bài gọi là gì nhỉ? Có bài yêu đét. Long Vương à? Yêu đét sao còn nhiều máu đấy. Xuân vậy, thầy chưa chạm đất 49 rồi, xong lần này là quay một vòng rồi. Bình. Tại không
ভালোবাসা সুন্দর, ভালোবাসাও সুন্দর। মানুষ নিজের অজান্তেই ভালোবেসে ফেলে।
আমার মনে হয় কি জানেন, আপনার মতো জানাশোনা কাউকে না আমার বিয়ে করা উচিত।
এটা কি উপলক্ষে?
ম্যাডাম, ফুলটা গ্রহণ করুন, তারপরে বলতেছি।
ভোটার আইডি কার্ডে যার স্বাক্ষরের জায়গায় টিপসই দেয়, এখানে কেউ ডাক্তার।
এই দুইজনের মধ্যে যে আগে ম্যাডামের মন জয় করতে পারবে, ম্যাডাম তার।
একদিন না দেখলে তোমায় বন্ধু আন্ধার লাগে সব, তোমার এই প্রেমে এমনই টান।
রোগীদের তো ডক্টরের কাছে আসলে ব্যথা কমে যায়, আপনি তো উল্টো হলো কেন? আপনি কি উল্টা?
তোমায় ছাড়িয়া যাব মরিয়া, তোমায় ছাড়িয়া যাব মরিয়া, যেও না বন্ধু আমার, ভুলিয়া।
আমার মনে হয় আমার সমস্যা কপালে। ম্যাডাম আমার কপালে নেই, আমার কপালে আছে দাগ।
Rồi, con này quỷ nhờ. Theo số gắt à? Không, lực nó thật ở đầu đấy. Qua đi, còn yêu cháu về, anh cần em qua đây. Hai này làm một tay nữa, cần hai này rồi. Cần đôi chặt, tay nữa hai đầu xịn, đôi chặt. Cần đôi. Rồi sẽ vét bay trời, mèo bay.
đang muốn tiền nào 2% của ta này thành các bạn ơi cho tôi hỏi tầm mất 70 kg và 92 và 20 và 3 bậc không not it stands in ration justification link explanation đeo ấy Hoàng Long Nguyễn Hoàng Long chụp ảnh với cả tờ Linh có ý này số của mình không làm gì đây nữa rồi quá gì thôi chưa rồi biết gì chúc với Tuấn tao bữa nay sẵn à có ở Tuấn Bảo bú cái gì cơ mày bú cái gì tôi đâu có ra quân cảnh vậy thậm chí một lúc vui ơi nếu sao thu mỗi dòng lính á tôi đều thắng hết anh cần một quân một nhân khác là một người khác quay góc làm việc ấy quay góc làm việc về đây rồi đây nó quay là đây là cái máy mà bố quay YouTube bố quay đây là cái máy tao quay YouTube với cặp màn hình các kiểu giới thiệu hết như quảng cáo 7/6 chưa đâu Nguyễn Nga thằng tiếng Anh Nga xong 2 nghề mà nó bảo là ở trong mấy rồi ở trong season này quá nó cho mấy quả trứng này không anh mở trứng nó xong rồi mở trứng không biết tại sao xong rồi không biết lắp cái gì luôn để thì đôi đây nếu lắp rồi là tạo Nguyên Vũ một lúc phải chưa không nhớ à vì vậy một lúc mấy cái xa sự quỷ đấy đấm thế được rồi thôi cho thầy bú với lâu quá còn lấy cái đéo cho mày không vậy anh nhớ biết đánh cái gì luôn đấy chán quá đéo biết đánh cái gì thôi vũ tập hả Em một người ơi. Ai, sao ra ngoài đây nhìn mày đi phải thật giống quá. Chích. Giờ anh đi vậy thật dừng này thôi cô xoay bài. Không bước lui. Tao đánh chán quá rồi, tại đây mới đánh cái gì giờ ra con muốn tiền đánh con đấy mà. Giờ tao đợi tao cứ nhát môi xong rồi ra con gì đánh con đấy, đánh cái bài đấy. Đây, quan của bài gì đánh cái ấy luôn. Tượng kinh ấy nhưng mà cút. Đặc biệt là cuối là lỗi huy hiệu thật dừng không. Đúng rồi, để chơi rồi lốc vòng một thứ. Nhưng mà ngôn ngữ không phải tiếng Việt. Mình đang nói cả về linh vật chớ trừ chân lý, thực ra là đang nói ví dụ lốc mày không biết đâu. Còn không có cái mũ một thủy yếu nữa chịu rồi được 2 chiếc. Cái thằng này quen nhỉ, chắc trước đây phải không? Phải không? Bố là con nuôi. Phải không? Kinh vậy chào. Thật ra thần dừng để xây bài ấy. Đấy à. Chuẩn không? Chỉ nã. Đây không có chi nã đâu à. Đi tù mày. Đi tù. Mày đi tù. Mày chơi. Hai ba bốn năm mày đi tù. Mới là ông anh đấy à? Quỷ nhỉ? Ông ấy thích gây chuyện không? Mẹ thằng con à? Mẹ thằng con à? Chuẩn đấy. Rồi. Chức quan à? Để cho nó game mình đầy game mày em farm tí đầy game rồi đó đeo bèo rồi bị bớt một lần mà nhiều game ấy bị bớt nhiều game cực